So you're thinking about learning to code, but where do you even begin? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to dive into Python, a language that's famous for being one of the absolute best entry points into the whole world of programming. Let's get right into it. But before we even touch a line of code, let's talk about the why, because chances are you've already used something powered by Python today and didn't even know it. We're going to pull back the curtain and see the massive, modern technologies that Python is driving behind the scenes. All right, first up, the big one, AI. That whole artificial intelligence revolution you hear about pretty much every single day. Yeah, Python is the engine behind so much of that. All those complex algorithms in your favorite recommendation engine or the machine learning models that can recognize a face in a photo, that's Python doing the heavy lift.
And what does AI run on? Data. Mountains of it. And guess what? Python is the #1 go-to tool for data scientists. It's what lets them take these huge, messy piles of information and actually turn them into insights and predictions that make sense.
But it's not all about complex data. So many websites and apps you use every day. Think Instagram, think Spotify. They have Python working hard in the background. And on top of that, it's a total powerhouse for automation. We're talking about simple scripts that can organize your files or pull information from the web automatically. The little things that make your life so much easier. Okay, so wait a minute. We've got AI, data science, web development. These are totally different worlds, right? So what's the common thread here? How can one single language be the powerhouse behind all of this amazing innovation? And that question, well, it gets right to the heart of what makes Python so special. Let's break down the identity of this language and figure out why it's one of the most popular on the entire planet. Let's just look at the official definition for a sec. The keywords you got to pay attention to are simple, readable, and easy to learn. This wasn't some happy accident, It was designed from the ground up, way back in 1991, to be a language that humans could actually read and understand easily. And that design philosophy, it makes it so friendly for beginners. The syntax, it just looks and feels like plain English. It's also an interpreted language, which basically means the computer runs your code one line at a time. Super helpful for spotting mistakes. And it's dynamically typed. That's a fancy way of saying you don't have to get bogged down in details. You can just say x equals 10, and Python figures out, okay, x is a number. Easy. But listen, don't let that simplicity fool you into thinking it's not powerful. For the pros, Python is an absolute beast. It comes with this huge standard library. Just think of it like a massive toolbox that's already filled with pre-built tools for pretty much anything you can imagine. Need to work with dates, zip up a file, even run a simple web server? It's all in there. And maybe most importantly, it's platform independent. The code you write on your Mac will run just fine on a Windows or Linux machine, no problem. So, since it's so flexible, it probably won't surprise you that there are a few different ways to actually write and run Python code, and each one is perfect for a different kind of job. So you've got 3 main ways to do it. There's interactive mode, that's for when you just want to test something out really quick, typing commands one by one. Then there's script mode, which is what you'll use when you're building a full-on application. And finally, notebook mode. This one is super popular in data science. It lets you run code in little chunks, which is awesome for learning and just playing around with ideas. All right, enough talk. The best way to really get how simple Python is to just see it for yourself. So let's walk through your very first program. Seriously, this is the best part. And getting set up is honestly a piece of cake. It's really just 3 basic steps. You download it, make sure your computer knows where to find it. That's called adding it to your path. And then you just type a quick command to make sure it's working. That's it. You're ready to code. And here it is, the single most famous program in the history of coding. Hello world. Just look at that. It's one line. The command is print. And what are you telling it to print? The words in the quotes. It's not a trick. It's just exactly what it looks like. And when you hit enter, boom, that's what you see on your screen. Hello world. That right there, that's the magic aha moment. You gave the computer a command and it did exactly what you said. You're officially a programmer. Okay, so let's bring it all home. Let's recap exactly why Python is the language that pretty much everyone recommends when you're just starting out on your coding journey. It really comes down to this beginner's advantage. The syntax is so simple, so you can focus on the ideas behind your code, not just memorizing weird rules. There's no complicated compilation step, so you see your results instantly, which is super motivating. And maybe most importantly, because it's so popular, there's this massive, friendly community out there with tons of tutorials and help ready for you whenever you get stuck. So I want to leave you with this. Don't think of this as just the end of an explainer. Think of it as your starting line. Learning to code is a journey, for sure. But with a language like Python, you can start small, stay consistent, and just keep building. It's more than just a language. It's a skill that can literally open up a whole new world of opportunities. So the real question is, what are you going to build first?